All right, so here we are in Hawthorne on 4th Street, right off 208, right by the 208 and Golfer Road exit. Golfer Road's that way. It's 208 going north, or yeah, going north. Right here, you come down and you come upon the Wolf Moon Boneyard. So I'm gonna give you a quick peek, and then we're gonna talk to the creator of the Wolf Moon Boneyard. Now, you might have seen some of these last year, but he's got some new stuff. Look at this guy. Look at that. And again, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna take some video at night so you can see how it's all lit up. Right now we're gonna talk to the creator of all this, Dominic, and his son Tom. So Tom, this is your first time working on this?
No, I've been here for years.
Oh, you have? Okay. All right, so tell us what's new this year.
This year we're working on, we got, I don't know if you can see that one guy in there. He's a big lichen in there.
Oh, can we take a sneak peek?
Yeah, come on.
All right, let's go. Let's go check it out.
I'd like to do tutorials, but I'm not good with that stuff.
You're just good creating. Oh, look at this. So this is like right midstream.
Yeah, I started it last year. We're gonna do a female and a male. They're gonna be like a brother and sister. It's kind of part of the whole story. You know, like they're the protectors of they're the protectors of the living. You know, they attack the zombies along with Peter the Big Wolf, and
all right.
So they're gonna be like the protectors.
So they protect us against the zombies.
Yeah,
okay.
They're zombies themselves.
So now we know that if the zombies come,
yeah,
we need to come to the Wolf Moon Boneyard because we got protection here. All right, I like it.
Wolves. So yeah, this is gonna take me a while. Hopefully I can get both of them done by Halloween.
That's amazing.
I'm just getting slow. But
well, that's why you got youth behind you.
Oh, he did a lot this year.
So Tommy, what do you love most about what your dad's been doing? How many years you been doing this now?
I mean, not this scale.
Yeah, yeah.
This scale, 6, 7.
But
I mean, not as big as this,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
getting bigger.
It's growing over the years.
Yeah.
Like your son.
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually.
So Tom, what's your favorite part of the whole setup?
I like to make the new things and put new stuff out every year.
Oh yeah?
See how it comes together.
What'd you work on?
We made the witches. We made a new witch this year.
Oh, let's take a look. Yeah, so make sure you put this on your list. Say hello to that guy.
That's one of our old ones. Yeah, she's in the back. She's new.
Wow.
Those two we did last year. We never got to the other one because I'm just slow, you know?
It's a lot of work.
It is.
I don't think people truly people go to Home Depot and they go to these places, they buy them and they put them out. I don't think that people...
I do that too. I mean, I'm in Home Depot every morning on my way home, and I'm like, I look at everything and I'm like, she's gonna kill me if I buy that. She's gonna kill me if I buy that, you know?
But you enhance. Like you and a lot of the other guys.
We just bought that wolf too. He's new. He's not even supposed to be outside, but I'm like, I gotta have another wolf.
Yeah, yeah. Right, it's a wolf boneyard.
Like, I'm not doing nothing to that. Like, I don't have time to do anything to it. And
yeah.
It's like, it really doesn't need anything, you know?
No, that's true.
Some things, it's like, I don't
you
have
don't
to
want to touch it.
I don't have to look at it and be like, oh, I gotta rip it apart and do this. It's
yeah.
like, if it's fine, I got time to do something else.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
That's cool. And it's all lit up, so you're gonna see. I'm gonna take video, and you'll see how it looks at night. You definitely want to come here at night, but if you're interested in how they put it all together, come here during the day and check out. Oh, there you go. There you go. Now we got some lights now.
Yeah, you're not gonna see much now, but it's just the idea. We have more, some new. Tommy did these.
Oh,
these
nice.
Were oil lamps. You know, cheap oil
Oh,
lamps.
hardwired.
Hardwired them.
Oh, so you did the hard wiring too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Did all the low voltages.
How long does it take you to set everything up? I mean, I know you're still in process.
This year we started early, before Labor Day.
Really?
And we always start like Labor Day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, we're never going to get anything done. We started before Labor Day, almost done. Like, you know, I get a button up fences, hide wires. Today I did my landscaping and
amazing. How do the neighbors take to it?
Oh, they're great.
They love it, right?
Yeah, you know what it is? We got a lot of kids now, so they like last year, one of the kids, he wanted to be a werewolf, and that was like fuel, you know.
Oh, really?
He was a werewolf for Halloween.
Oh,
Like,
that's cool.
great. So all the kids are always coming by.
I'm
you
sure.
know.
That's awesome. And again, now, so when do you start taking it down after Halloween?
Day after.
Day after, yeah. So you got to come out.
You
Listen.
gotta let everything dry out and get all the bugs out of it.
Yeah.
So
listen, you have to make sure you come down to the Wolf Moon Boneyard, right in Hawthorne, New Jersey.
we got some new rock stars this year so far.
Lynn Staley, is that new?
Staley, that one's new. Bonzo's new.
I love how you have the rock graveyard here.
Yeah, I have it. Dio's new. Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison. I had to put the 28 Club in there, you know, along with Jimmy. So
Oh, here's someone's trying to get out. Is that Janice trying to get out?
she's the groupie.
You got the couple again. I love them.
Bride and the groom, yeah. And a lot of stuff, you know, some of this stuff's old. It needs to be redone. You know, it's like, it's so old now, it's like literally falling apart.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this is why you bring in the youth.
and the arch is new.
I saw that. It's beautiful.
That was a pain in the butt.
You carved that out, right?
Yeah. Took us,
Unbelievable. What do you use to carve that out? You use like a Dremel tool?
Heat
Heat?
and knives, you know, like razor knives.
Oh, right, because it's polyfoam.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or you hit it with heat and spray it with a little water and hit it with heat, and it makes like pox in it and everything.
Man, so you've got to go. This is like painstaking.
This took me a while because I didn't like the way I painted it first, and I was like, I'm gonna repaint it. You know, sometimes lighting. I mean, you do stage and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so it's like lighting catches things different.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
it's
it
like
adds
looked at
so
it like,
much.
Oh, the lighting's not going to hit right on there.
Yeah,
It needs to be
yeah.
a different color, contrast. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Ah, there you go. Yeah, there he is. And listen, if you have kids that would be scared, it's better to bring them during the day.
comes out. He feels like working when he wants to.
Well, I want to wish you again. You outdid yourself, and it's nice that you got a little compadre to help you out.
He's been a big help. I'm so proud of my boy. I'm so proud of my boy.
Well, I want to wish you a very happy Halloween. I know you're gonna get a lot of people drive through here to see what you got that's new.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and I'll tell you what, I see a lot of people doing a lot this year too.
I think people like you, Mike, Skeleton House, Sal, is not setting it up this year, but I think you, and of course the Zombie House.
Tony, of course.
Yeah, you inspire people.
I love
it's
that.
Like, yeah, it's cool.
Like Tony inspired everybody, and it's like, all right, now we're all like, everybody's catching fire.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, there's something. Ooh,
Yeah.
let's see what's over there.
What can we do it for this?
Yeah, it's like, ooh, you never had that before. And,
Yeah, and Hawthorne really is, it's Halloween Hawthorne.
And like you were asking about that, now it's Frightmaps. If you want to plan like a trip,
yeah,
like for like different towns and see what haunts and everything,
Sure.
Frightmaps is like, say you put in Hawthorne, you'll find like the Skeleton House, East Prospect. I don't think he doesn't really need it. He's so busy. But it's like if you put like those in, you can plan like a trip, and they'll give you like
give you the best route.
They'll give you the best.
So
route.
it's Frightmaps, right? Frightmaps.com.
Yeah.
All right, so check it out. Go to frightmaps.com.
And they're all over the country too.
Oh, is that right?
You could plan like any state in the country, and they'll like give you a route.
Nice. Multiple winner of the Jersey Shore Haunter.
Yeah.
Which is no longer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So make sure you go to Fright Maps. Make sure you map out your drive through Hawthorne, so you can hit all of these houses. And then it's Fairlawn, Glen Rock, all the surrounding areas. They're all picking up on this, and they're all doing an amazing job.
The Stranger Things house is back too.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we're gonna have them on too. Well, thank you so much, Tom. Really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure.
You too.
Tommy, very nice meeting you. Great work. Keep up the good work and help out your old man, all right? We don't get any younger.
No.
It's a lot more pain involved.
Yeah, look at me. Freaking, I gotta quit today. Cut my finger off again.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll show you the next one. All right, everybody, so here we are on Utter Ave and 8th Avenue in Hawthorne, New Jersey. And you saw them last year. This year they are outdoing themselves and they're still not finished. But this is the skeleton house of Hawthorne, New Jersey. So I'm gonna take you on a little tour. And again, I like showing it during the day so you can see all the elements. Look at that. That's new. Flying skeleton witches. I love this. Then they got the party going on in the corner. I see there's new wigs. Yeah, definitely put this on your list. And if you haven't already downloaded the Frightmaps app, make sure you download it because you'll see a lot of the houses on Frightmaps. And that's across the country, by the way, Frightmaps. You'll see, put in your state, and you'll see some of the scary houses. Oh, look at this little playground. How cute. And you definitely want to come back at night and see what it looks like. But now we get a chance to talk to Scott, the co-creator, right? You're the co-creator.
Yeah.
You've got a partner in crime, right?
Yeah, Tracy, my wife.
So you guys have outdone yourselves this year. Do you know how many skeletons are out here?
We've lost track.
It's
We've lost track.
Oh my gosh.
We've actually, I think last year we tried to count and there was somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 or 70 skeletons.
This looks much more.
We didn't really buy that many more.
Really?
Maybe half dozen this
All
year.
right. Maybe we should do like a game where people have to come and count, and
yeah.
whoever gets it right gets a prize.
Yeah, yeah.
Gets like a skull.
Yeah, something like that. We've got plenty of them.
You have fun doing this, don't you?
Yeah, we enjoy doing it.
When do you start the process?
Well, we started a little late this year. We usually like to try to start right after Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
We were like a week or two out and do a little bit here, a little bit there.
Yeah.
You know. But otherwise, it's too much to put up in one day.
Yeah, no kidding. It's too much to put up in 1 year.
Yeah, you know, we've got so much stuff that people are like, they always ask us where we keep it all, and you know, we every nook and cranny that we can stuff.
It's full of skeletons.
It's full of skeletons.
So when someone says you got skeletons in the closet,
we really do.
You literally do.
We literally do.
Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely. You too.
All right, so make sure you come down. Remember, it's Utter and 8th. Make sure you come down and check out the skeleton house. All right, right down the street from the skeleton house on 8th Ave, on the corner of 8th and Horton, you've got the witch house. Now this started last year and they're building more and more. They're still in process. They're building more and more. They've got a bunch of stuff that they still have to put up. This guy says hello. Hey, how are you? Which way? Hurry, they're coming. So again, it's in Hawthorne, New Jersey, right up the street. See, there's still a lot of things they have to add to it. So make sure you put this on your list. I don't know if they're on the Frightmaps yet, but I just told them about it, and that they're gonna see what they have to do to register their house. So again, if you're going to the skeleton house, make sure you stop by the witch house. All right. Boo. All right, so here we are. We're at East Prospect and Christ Avenue in Hawthorne, New Jersey, and you saw them last year, and here they are again. It's East Prospect Graveyard, and it's unbelievable. It looks like all new characters, and this is the artist behind it, Mike Galvani. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time.
No problem.
Dude, I have to ask you, I know my wife would kill me if I had to store all of this stuff. So where do you put all this stuff at the end of the season?
Well, I have my garage, which I showed last year.
Yeah.
I still have the garage, but I had family members that lived in our basement. They moved out.
Ah, new storage.
My wife gave me the entire basement, so it's my man cave now.
Nice.
I also made an art studio.
Oh, sweet.
In there. So a lot of these that have like carpet underneath their feet will be going back in the house for display all year long. So I have my sports memorabilia. I have like my New York Rangers. And I got like an Iron Maiden Eddie, and I have a vampire. So I incorporate everything into my basement.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so take me through some of the nostalgic pieces that were here last year and the new pieces this year.
This is my Totengot, which I made last year. It was an all original design, just something I thought in my head. I had them in a different location. My Iron Maiden Eddies are all back. My piece of mind. And then up on top, I have the Book of Souls. I also made 8 new designs this year. We have the Mummy, and Frankenstein, and Return of the Living Dead, 1985.
Unbelievable.
Is Tarman right there.
Look at that. I'm going to get a close-up of this.
Absolutely.
So we're going to show you what it looks like at night. But
he was an ultra-posable skeleton from Home Depot. The entire body is made out of spray foam, hand-sculpted. The face is all hand sculpted out of foam, and every color you see is not paint, it's actually rubberized caulking.
Really?
Yes. And then
rubberized caulking.
Yes. DAP Dynaflex Ultra.
Like all these hanging things.
Exactly. Those are actually string, so they don't break off. They're string covered in spray foam. Then I covered them in the DAP Ultraflex, and to give them the shine, it's actually it's made by DAP also. It's a polymer coating, rubberized coating, and it stays clear and shiny, so he always looks wet like he did in the movie.
Yeah, totally. That is so cool. So how much time would you say you put into this?
This guy right here, probably about 4 months, 5 months.
Wow.
But I don't rush it. I like to walk away from it.
Come
and
back.
Stare at it and come back. When you rush it is when you start noticing, I did this wrong, I did that wrong, and it's too late to go back. So
exactly.
I just find something else to do. So I go to like Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's awesome. What a great face.
Yeah, he's a 6-foot mannequin with no head. I added a foam head to him so I could put the mask. The outfit came from the local thrift store, and I extended the legs about 7 or 8 inches. I extended the length of the arms so I didn't have to cut the sleeves on the jacket.
Yeah, I don't see many mannequins that look like this.
No, he's close to 7.5 feet tall.
That's amazing. And he's coming to life at night.
Yeah, with under the green light especially.
That's right, that's right. And you got the Mummy.
The Mummy, I found I had the mannequin, it was a plastic mannequin, very oily, so no paint or foam would stick to it.
Oh, wow.
It would fall off. The only thing that stuck to it was hockey tape.
Is that what that is?
That is like about 50 rolls of hockey tape.
That's so fun. It almost like bandages.
Yes, I spent hours and hours crimping it and making it to get it that way. Then I painted it and then dry brushed it. The mask is a Boris Karloff mask. I sealed off the eyes and used permablood in the eyes to give that red effect.
Yeah.
And at night when the light hits them, they glow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
You got to make sure you come up here at night. Take a whole tour. Take your time. I'm sure you have cars after cars after cars.
Yeah, I get a lot of people.
When do they start coming?
They started coming like a week ago when I started putting everything
When you posted it up, yeah.
I just started putting stuff in the yard and they were stopping and asking questions.
I remember that guy from last year.
He's got a new head though. Home Depot changed the head this year. They made an evil head for him. So I bought the head, I added the horns like I did to the original one.
Yeah.
And this one's got the fangs this time, so it makes him look more evil.
Yeah, nice.
And obviously I changed the color of him. And then the Eddie Killers was here last year. And
She looks new.
Yes, she's new. She was a mannequin I found on my route. No head, arms were straight. I found the head for it. I made the whole costume, from Amazon. The corset, all the spiking on the corset's all hand done. She represents the band Burning Witches, because I try to stick with the heavy metal theme.
Right.
With bands and music. Like I have a groundbreaker over there with a mohawk with a Suicidal Tendency shirt on.
Yeah.
So I try to stick with it all.
I love this guy.
Last year, that's Vic Rattlehead. Last year I wore that mask to take photos with everyone. And this year I decided to make them look like their latest album cover, The Sick, the Dying, and the Dead.
I'm gonna have to pull up their album cover and compare it to the.
It's close, not exact, but it's close enough.
Yeah, beautiful.
People know it.
And this is my favorite. I saw you post this.
Yes.
This is pretty.
This is my
awesome.
This is my spider. I named her Jara.
Jara.
Yes, after the Joro spider that I'm sure everybody's heard about, because it was migrating supposedly north coming into our area.
Yeah. That was earlier this year, right?
Yeah.
Spring?
Yeah, in late spring, early summer. I
didn't look like this though.
No. I wasn't really into making spiders. I felt that they were boring, and
that does not look boring.
Yeah, no. Well, this year, like I try to challenge myself, so I look around at all the sites and see what impresses me or what I would want to buy. And I saw an alien spider on one of the sites, and it looked cool and it was intriguing enough to possibly want to buy. So I decided, let me try to use the budget that I would have spent purchasing their item and make my own. And this is what I came up with.
How did you get that big bag?
Actually,
is that foam?
Yes, spray foam, all hand molded, hand sculpted.
Really?
Yeah, Loctite spray foam, you can spray it with water, and after about 5 minutes or so, you can spray your hands and then be able to work with it.
Really? Like a clay or something?
Yeah, but you got to be really light in the beginning, because you could pop a hole in the thin skin and it gets all tacky again. So it takes some practice, but once you know how to do it, so everything is all hand sculpted on that, aside from the mannequin.
Is that your neighbor?
That's for dinner. So
it looks like the rats are enjoying it too.
Yeah, I just threw them on there the other day.
Very cool. But so when do you start? Like, obviously, you must look forward to this time of year.
Oh, my wife makes fun of me. She's like, "What, are you gonna go downstairs and play with your dolls?" That's what she said. That's how she said it. Go play with your dolls.
So when do you? I mean, it seems like it never ends.
I do it all year long now. Now that I got the studio.
Yeah.
But I started second week of September. I put the stones out. I picked out which flowers I was going to take down, which plants for the season, and then placements everything.
Yeah.
There's a couple of pieces that I moved around 3 or 4 times just to get the right positioning. But the stones, I put them all in their areas the second week of September. Third week of September, I put everything in the flower beds because I was waiting for the landscaper to come for the final cut.
Right.
And then he was coming this week, so what we did, he came and cut the yard that doesn't have the display, and the piece that has the display, I cut beginning of the week, and then I just started putting everything out.
Looks great. Well, I know you're going to get a lot of people. I know you got a lot of fans. You got a lot of followers. Yeah. So have a great season.
Thank you so much.
And listen, guys, make sure you come up. You can tell you put your heart and soul into this. You can tell you really enjoy it. Love it.
If anybody's interested in seeing how I make this stuff, the step-by-step photos, I have East Prospect Graveyard on Instagram.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get the sign, but there's also, for people that aren't familiar with the area, there's an app on all Android and iPhones called Frightmaps.
No.
Yes. One word, Frightmaps. It's an app. It's free. And you just put in whichever town.
Really?
Yeah, you just get the kids together, go out for an early dinner, and you go, let's go to Wyckoff, and it'll show you every house that's on their list.
That is so
Let's
cool.
go to Hawthorne. Let's go.
So you have to register your place on that site?
My house is registered. A lot of the houses in Hawthorne are registered on
Nice.
it. And then the yard sign they have has a Q code, so people that aren't familiar with it can just come up and skew the Q code, and it directs them, I believe, to the app. Then they just get on the app and then just follow it around.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a great season, man. Great job. I love these guys. All right, we're going to go on to the next one, guys. right, so here we are. We're on the corner of Maitland Ave and Lafayette Ave in Hawthorne, New Jersey. And it's that time of year again. So here we go. The Zombie House, which used to be known as the Butcher, but has just every year has outdone himself year after year after year. It's incredible. So you got to make, well, that's new. All of this is new. He makes these every single year, makes them all new again. I love the old bike. Look at this. So we're going to show you what it looks like at night, because you definitely want to make this one of your destinations for Halloween. It's just incredible. The way he lights it up. All of the characters every year are all brand new. Yeah, I got it. And every year, he's voted one of the best in Jersey. We'll take you through the zombie tunnel. Careful. So you definitely want to make sure you stop by here. Right in Hawthorne, New Jersey. One of the best scary houses, I would say, in the country. This is pretty outstanding. Look at that. So you have to go through that if you want to get candy on Halloween. Scary ride. Pretty amazing. So the Zombie House and the Butcher has been doing this for many years. I had him on the podcast. You can go back and listen to that. It's an audio podcast I did years ago. I got to get him back on. So we'll show you some of the pictures of what it looks like at night. But you got to make sure you come down here and check out the Zombie House. All right, everybody, so here we are. We're in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. We're on 11th and Henderson. And if you guys aren't familiar with this house, make sure you go to Frightmaps. We talked about it already. And check out the Stranger Things house. This house is, look at, here's 11. This is based on the show Stranger Things. And it's just unbelievable what this guy has put together. And make sure you be a Barbara. Be a Barbara. So we're going to talk to the creator of the Stranger Things house, and we'll show you some pictures of what it looks like at night. But I'm going to take you through it right now. It's amazing. So again, it's in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. It's on Henderson and 11th. Make sure you put this on your list. Go to Frightmaps. Make sure you download the app. There's an app called Frightmaps. Look at that, Castle Buyers. There's an app called Frightmaps that takes you through, look at this, takes you through to all of the scary houses, themed houses across the country. Unbelievable, the amount of work that goes into putting this together. So we're gonna talk to the creator.
It's so funny because I had this stuff.
We're gonna check out Castle Buyers. Look at this. All friends are welcome. Home of Will the Wise. And if you guys haven't seen Stranger Things, highly recommend it. Can I put you on? You're a spectator.
Sure.
We'll get your feedback. All right, so what's your name?
Robin.
Robin. So Robin, you grew up in this area?
Yes, I grew up across the street from Westmoreland.
Oh, nice. So you walked around and you came up purposely to see the
I
Stranger
stopped
Things
here.
house.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
I think he's doing a great job. I know every year it gets bigger and bigger. And I think that the hut over there is especially impressive. And
Castle Byers.
yes, and that the guy up on the roof, on the wall, as he explained what he had to do to create that, I think it's great. So yeah, good
So
job.
you're not taken back by it, you're not like offended by it. You enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy it. You know, I know some kids might be a little scared, but then, you know.
And you
that's
mentioned
how
that your
we-
son was into doing a little
Yes,
some
my
stuff like
son
this.
used to do this. I live in Glen Rock. My son used to create scenes like this in our front lawn, and he created in the garage. And as I was telling you, I forget his name.
Dave?
Dave. And one year, when my son was in high school, he actually created and painted a large, he took wood and painted it silver and made it look like a Martian spaceship had landed on my front lawn and had a smoke machine with the smoke coming out. And he even dug up the dirt to make it look like
It really
crashed.
settled in there.
Yeah.
Nice. And you
Yeah.
loved it.
Loved it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, we're going to talk to Dave.
Okay.
I'm going to give you this so you can see where we host this and where we put this.
Okay, great.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All right, happy Halloween.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to talk to Dave.
Thank you.
So Dave, first of all, unbelievable. I mean, how long does it take you to put all this together? I know it's still a work in progress.
Sure. So the last time that I was able to get it the way that it was seen in its entirety was in 2022, and it took almost 2 months.
2 months.
The entire month of October. But I'd started
Labor Day?
September 8th or 9th.
Wow.
Yeah, so just about 60 days total, and countless hours. Day, night, I literally in the morning before I'd leave for work. Then, if I stop home real quick for lunch, maybe brush up with some paint or something. It, like nonstop.
Does it
Yeah.
become addicting after a while? It's like, oh, I got to do this. I got to add
It does,
this.
and I'm not gonna lie, man. It absolutely does. Even as I knew you were on your way, I was heading to my garage to get spray paint to make touch-ups. It is. I just can't stay. I'll come out. I'll just scratch my chin and look and be like, oh, that could be better. That needs more color. That needs less color. Those light bulbs are too bright. It could certainly get addicting.
So what inspired, so we've got the graveyard, we've got the boneyard, we've got the zombie house. What inspired you to go with Stranger Things?
So I was born in 1982. So growing up in the 80s, where I grew up in a rural part of North New Jersey, very close to here, was very
What area?
similar to Hawkins. It's a small borough of Wanacue that's not
Okay.
even on the map.
Yeah.
Haskell.
Yeah,
I grew
sure.
up in Haskell,
Yeah,
New
Haskell.
Jersey. So most of my days were spent on a BMX bike with my friends in the woods. One time I could have swore to God we thought we saw the Jersey Devil and tried to catch it with a milk crate tied to a rope in a what used to be Lake Inez, which is a lake that's dried up and doesn't exist over there anymore. Actually, oddly enough, my uncle Brian Williams, some people know him as Sergeant 18. He talked a lot in Weird New Jersey about the vortex and a lot of supernatural, paranormal stuff going over there.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where I grew up, and when I started watching the show with my wife, I initially thought it was a show for kids. My wife was very excited about it. I sat down and I was like, this is not going to be for me, but the 80s nostalgia drew me in.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was obviously very interested in the story.
They do hit that well. The 80s time frame.
Probably better than anything I've ever seen.
Agreed.
The Duffer Brothers, it really is amazing. I've never seen anyone else do it
agreed.
the same way. So it became, I needed to see what was going to happen next. And if it wasn't just because of what was going on with the kids, it was because I wanted to see what other awesome 80s pop culture reference they were going to bring out.
Right. What show?
Exactly.
What they're going to talk about.
Even when they had, his name's escaping me right now, but he was from the Goonies, and he played Bob, and he got killed in the show. The actor's name is escaping me right now. But when they introduced him, you know, I thought that that was an interesting tie-in. And I know that they do, now I know they do a lot of that. You know, the more and more I got into the show as season progressed, I became a bit of a nerd about it. I've never been like that about anything, ever. But it was hard to rip myself away from all the nostalgia and the story. And as a horror fan in general, growing up being super addicted, like the more gore that was involved, like I was searching for stuff before I met my wife that was banned in America. So that was which is...
This is Russian only.
Yeah. So I mean, I needed, you know, and I put all that on the shelf because she's not into it. So this was like a good middle ground, you know, and
she enjoys the show.
She enjoys the show. My
so it's
daughter,
perfect.
It was perfect, and it lended itself well to doing something that started out as very family friendly, because even though it's spooky, there is really nothing that's so over the top that kids of all ages, from what I've seen as they've come over the years to visit, really get terrified from, which is fine with me.
Right.
I enjoy the fact that they appreciate it as like an art installation and a good visual thing, or a photo op, more so than when they get scared. I do like when they get scared.
Yeah.
There are some things that I have, you know,
Now, do you dress up and come out and scare them?
I do. So the first year I did this, I dressed up as the reporter, Murray. Yeah, I had a balding wig and I had the glasses. I had a trench coat. I was carrying a folder. I was screaming about the Russians being behind all of this. Walking up and down my street with a half
totally in
vodka
character.
Bottle. Yes, and
that's awesome.
And then I was Hopper. I got one of the Netflix licensed his police. Hawkins, you know, Indiana police outfits, and I just kind of hung out with a fake cigarette in my lip because I quit smoking 17 years ago. But
good for you.
Yeah. So that was cool, and then I decided to do Eddie Munson, which I didn't think was going to be as big of a hit as it really was in 2022 when I did it. But I did test the waters. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people actually don't know this, so this will be the first time that I mention it.
All right.
I started creating the costume to be as authentic, almost like cosplay, I guess. I'm not into it, but I tried to make it as authentic as possible in that vein. And then it was probably in June of 2022 when I did that, and I was so anxious to see how well received it would be that I walked out in costume in June, sweating, with a full leather jacket and the wig and all that, and I started to walk around the neighborhood. I went to Bottle King dressed as it. I pretended I was Eddie Munson, and I drove around in the full costume, and I went and I ran errands. And everywhere that I walked into, they
knew who you were?
Who I was.
Really?
It was the year that season was released, so
okay.
It was
very fresh. Yeah.
But that was the push that led me to, okay, now I've decided which character, because I always said I'm going to be a different character every year.
Yeah.
Until I did the Eddie Munson that year, and it was as convincing as it was. And a lot of people have pointed out some of our between the actor and I, our similarities in our facial features, especially when I was in costume. I decided to do it again. I'm going to be Eddie Munson again this year.
You are?
I am.
All right, so tell me what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen yet, other than I'm revisiting the role.
Okay, all right.
I'm revisiting the role for sure.
So what is your favorite part of the whole display? I mean, I know it's hard because your heart is in all of it, but is there one particular thing that you like more than...
So ever since Chrissy's a little beat up right now. You guys might not be able to tell on film, or even standing from where we're standing. But to date, probably Chrissy, because I remember I was just talking to somebody else.
Let's go. Let's walk up to her.
Okay. So I remember when I first saw the first few minutes of season 4, and I guess it's not a spoiler alert at this point, but when Vecna did this to her, my jaw literally dropped, almost.
Yeah. Like when you saw the arms and the leg and the crinkle and the cracking of the bones.
My wife was terrified because this was not what she signed up for when she got into it.
Started getting a little too far.
She was like, I don't like it. Oh my God, like totally creeped out. But I was like,
dude, you just depicted it so well.
I was clapping, well, not for nothing. I'll also explain that to you. She needs to be touched up a little bit. 2 years in storage hasn't been very kind to her. I have to do some touch up. You can't really tell from the street, but I will get to it before Halloween. So I was able to recreate her using a screenshot I took, because at the time there wasn't a lot of images, stills available. So I had to rewatch pause,
pictures,
and I brought it outside, and it was blurry and grainy, but it was enough for me to get the same exact angles and hand positioning and leg positioning, you know, even though the work itself could absolutely, in my opinion, could absolutely be better.
Oh,
I'm
it
a
was
critic.
so creepy when that happened.
But same angles, almost exactly to the letter as the moment that Vecna killed her. So, which was well received last in 2022 as well. People were just like, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of other haunters. There's a lot of other Stranger Things displays elsewhere in the country. I've never seen a Chrissy with the leg positioning the same.
Right. That's brilliant.
She's usually wrapped up in you know, one of his spires. And
Yeah. But
never just bam.
if you've watched the show and you get, because as soon as I saw her, all I'm hearing is,
Yep.
you know, all the bones breaking and
Still makes me, yeah, still creeps me out. I got chills just thinking about it. Because it was, dude, I didn't expect it. And so probably her right now. I did enjoy having the possessed Max. She's not here yet. I'm looking up where she's going to be. But I started the groundwork for her. So I did enjoy having her the last time I did it, because obviously it was a lot of fun from the street to have her look like she was actually levitating.
Yeah.
I did do it the exact same way as Dave and Aubrey at Horror Props. I think I think you might have to edit that out. But the guy who went viral on TikTok, him and I talked to each other. He was the one who did it, supposedly did it first. I have a sketch that I actually posted a few days with a timestamp on it. All of that idea. So him and I really,
go. All right.
Before he gave the
It's up for
secret,
discussion.
It is up for discussion. But he did help me out in giving me pointers as to how to make mine more reliable in the weather, which was awesome because it absolutely helped. So her, you know, she would probably be second, and then Castle Byers. I always.
Castle Byers is great. Castle Byers is great. Such an iconic part of that show.
It is, and again, I only just got that out, probably less than 8 hours of time into it. So I do got to add some more branches. I have to add the sheet and the American flag to it. And I decided this year, I used to have the Mind Flayer over it. I don't think I'm going to have the Mind Flayer this year because it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a massive undertaking to get it set up and get it all black so that it looks as shadowy as it does in the show to make it real. It's very difficult, and I unfortunately just don't have the time. So I decided to put Will on it this year. He's my original Will from when I first started. He was always part of it. He's been in different spots throughout the year. I thought it would be good to have him over there this year because it's obviously his sport because of his brother Jonathan. And since I've got Vecna up top this year, what I'm gonna probably do is somehow, because from what I've heard, the final season is going to be a bloodbath.
Yes.
A lot of bad stuff's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's probably the end for a lot of them. I am going to somehow try and attach the two via the vines or, you know, tendrils or whatever you want to call them that come out of the back of him in the show. Probably one of which will come down here, the most prominent one that I'll spend the most time on, and get incorporated into the ones that have been around Will for the last 3 years. So I try and keep it relevant and kind of take some creative liberties in changing their story around to fit my display, but I don't think they mind. If they do, they can reach out to me, but they haven't yet. So. Although Gaten Mazarazzo has seen my display.
Has he really?
Yeah. He year one, because I had him out here on a BMX bike. I made a Dustin, and he was sitting on a bike with his hair, and he saw it in a fan group and commented. He's like, "Hey, that's me."
That's
and I was
awesome.
just like, "Dude, yeah, it is you. Come on by.
Come and take a picture." Well, we got to make sure we get out to the Duffer Brothers. I mean,
we'll see. I mean, when they put me, when they featured it on Pix 11, they did say, like, based on things like Chrissy and Vecna, that I should be invited to the set or something. Their exact words. And you know, I would gladly take the invitation.
All right. Well, listen, if the Duffer Brothers are watching this, or if anybody that's watching this knows any of the Duffer Brothers, make sure you reach out to Dave and get him on set, because there's no one. I mean, I haven't seen anything as detailed and as awesome as your display.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Man, anytime.
All right. And listen, make sure, again, we're on Henderson and 11th in Fairlawn. If you don't have Frightmaps, download the app, because you guys are on Frightmaps. Download the app and follow the trail of all the awesome houses that are in Bergen and Passaic County. Dave, thank you so much.
One last thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you realize this. Fans of the show might realize this. The irony of being on the intersection of Henderson and 11th, both references to the show. 11 and then Dustin Henderson.
Oh, I got goosebumps. I didn't even realize that.
On the corner. So from year
you
one.
You just gave me goosebumps, bro.
Saying, and to make it a little creepier, if you cross over and you go over and continue to follow 11th to the other side of town, you end up hitting Hopper.
Come on!
Yeah, it's like Fairlawn was made for this.
Yeah, oh man! All right, listen, come on out. It's going to be up here. When do you take it down? Right after Halloween?
I usually leave it up for at least a week.
Okay.
I try and leave it up for a week depending on the weather. There's been a couple of years where the end of October has been brutal, and by, you know, not out of choice, but by necessity, I have to start taking it down because of the damage. If the weather cooperates, at least a week for sure, and then if there's a lot of fanfare and my landlord's all right with it, potentially two, but a week for sure.
Look at the detail. I love this stuff. Make sure you come by Henderson and 11th, all the way going down to Hopper in Fairlawn, New Jersey. Dave, thank you so much.
Hey, you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Oh, you gonna turn some lights on?
Yeah, because
let's take a look. There it is.
See a few things, especially the TVs, which are always been a favorite of people once they keep on.
Nice. So make sure you come down. He's gonna have it up just shortly after Halloween, but you want to come down as close to Halloween as you can get.
There you go.
All right, Dave, thanks again. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. That is awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Very welcome.
All right, on to the next. All right, everybody, if you're down on Henderson and 11 in Fairlawn, New Jersey, right around the corner, make sure you stop by what I'm calling the Frankenstein house, and I'll show you why. But again, a lot of detail, just amazing work. The cauldron, the witch's cauldron, and then this is why I call it the Frankenstein house. You got Frankenstein and the bride of Frankenstein. I'm going to come up and show you. Now, this is not on Frightmaps, but if you are coming to the Stranger Things house, make sure you come over here and appreciate the work that they've done here at the Frankenstein house. All right, a lot of things to see this Halloween, so make sure you come out, show your appreciation, find them on Facebook, Instagram, and give them some love. All right.